Hello, this is Helcom, and welcome back to a video of our Let's Play, or actually a play by email against Jochenheiden. Now today we're going to be going over our industry, shipbuilding queue, and our R&D program. So we'll start off in order. We're going to go with our ship availability. So this is going to be our ship, let's say, progress or plan here. So I have accelerated both Taiho and Shinano. These should get us both into 43. As you can tell, we're not getting really any carriers until, yeah, 44. I do not consider the General and Heo fleet carriers. They call them fleet carriers, but with a air capacity of 53, little to no armor, no torpedoes, and a speed of 25, they're really like souped up light carriers at best. These were built on like big ass cargo ships, basically, is what they were turned into, or liners, I think, maybe. So, but as this max speed of 25, they can only go 7. I don't consider them fleet carriers. These will reinforce mini Kanipatai, so we don't actually get a new fleet carrier until 44 if we don't accelerate these guys. So, we're accelerating both Taiho and Shinano. I have turned off. Okay. I have accelerated the 4 CVs. These are super slow. They might go into mini Kanipatai, and this will just give up and only be able to move 12 in full speed. We'll have to kind of debate. As you can tell, Onion was kind of meh. Or we might just use these as their actual escort duties and stick them with some valuable tankers and put them on ASW to keep the subs away. Tayo, again, 21. Denu, 22, still 6. None of these really get up the high enough speed to make it worthwhile. We'll have to see. I went ahead and accelerated these because they take merchant shipping. We'll have to see where we're at in merchant shipping. I've turned off basically all the AKLs, big chunk of our merchant shipping. We're keeping Yamato on. She should come in May. I have halted building on Masashi until Yamato finishes. We may build her, we may not. We'll have to see. I have accelerated Yodo. The reason I accelerated Yodo because she comes with Type 21 radar. And by accelerating her, we get her in July of 42. So this gives us one of our very first radars that we can get at a good time. And she's a decent light cruiser, one of the few decent light cruisers we have. Pretty sure the other one is Yahagi. I don't think I can accelerate you quick enough. We'll have to see. Yahagi, maybe, ideally, this would be good, but I don't think we can get Sakawa in good time faster. We've turned off most of our subs. I am building, I have to go through this, some of them look like that, but I am building all the glint carriers, except some of the ones that are going to get built in 44, 45. We might turn those back on, but its priority is to get the CVs. So let's take a look at Tracker. We'll take a look at what we got. All right, so Tayo, she's building now. It's cost us 103 points, but if we go to accelerated cost now, instead of 103 points per day, it's going to cost us 309. But by accelerating it, we go from getting her in March of 44 to January of 43, and we're going to need her. Even though this is scenario 2, when we better set up, we are severely outnumbered. That's the thing, like, with playing Japan. One bad battle, and I don't get carriers for 2 years, where the allies get, 6 times the amount of carriers I get. So now, so we can get her in January, so that's kind of nice. And if we go to Shinano, and we go from November of 44 to May of 43 by accelerating her. We're going to see where our points. I wouldn't mind being able to accelerate some of the new classes. These aren't they're good speed, but they only have an air capacity of 63. So when you consider that the Allies carriers outside of the British, they get 90, it takes me basically 2 of these to get a 1.3 versions of the Allies. So we could get some of these in April, and that so it'd be nice. We'll have to see. I would like to do that. Let's see. Was Yahagi was the one that we were looking at? Let's see when we can get her. We could get her in December of 42 if we accelerate her. And kind of nice. Maybe we will accelerate. That gives us a full year ahead of time. Kawa would be even better. You get a surface radar on top of it. But that's probably going to be even farther out. Yeah, so let's take a look at Sakawa when we can get her. Kawa, June of 43. So yeah, we'll have to see. On knowing that, we're gonna have to see where our naval shipping are. I am planning on expanding naval shipping to probably about 600 to be able to get some of these carriers out. So speaking of which, we're going to go to that. So we might expand our heavy industry to build up our pool a little bit for later on for all our pilots. That's armament. We're at 650. We're going to keep an eye on this. We might bump this up a little bit as well. I am bumping vehicles up to about 300. We've already used about 100 just in turn 1 of our pool. And naval shipyards, we've expanded a little bit to 1440. Expanded a little bit of the repair shipyard. One I expanded Saigon's repair shipyard. It starts off at 10. So I expanded it about 20. And the reason I did 20 is because that lets me get at least 1 to maybe 2 heavy cruisers in there. Hong Kong's pretty much shut down. It has a repair yard of 50. It's too easily bombed from like Chongqing. Like you can move B-17s in and bomb Hong Kong. This is the reason why I don't keep a lot of ships in Pescadores and Tikal. Just because this is kind of too exposed. To do RnD, let's go ahead and turn these off. So our engines. So I left Achiha 60 on because we're going to want to get some Judy C's. Plus, we'll probably build Judy 1s until we get up to Judy 4. So we will leave this on. We have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our research factories into the HA 43. And we will expand those as we get supply. And then we have put 6 into the HA 45. And we're already putting some progress, 1% into it as it is finished, and hopefully that'll give us 6% a day. This should hopefully by the time we get this up, we can get it to early 43 when we'll need it. Hot 43 is going to take quite a lot longer. So, and I know I like to get this advanced up to 43 as well, which is why I have 8 in there. So we'll see where we're at. Air. We're going to be producing probably 200 to 250 zeros a day. We're building 10 BN1 Kates. These are going to go into training squadrons. We're going to up our BN2 Kates to 50. We're going to up our valves to 50. We leave our Glens on. We've got Nels and Betty turned off right now. Mainly got those turned off because we have a good stockpile of 70. Hopefully those will last us until we can get GM3 Nels. I'm going to upgrade Mavises probably to 20. We're not building any 1Cs. We're upgrading the 2 Sally to 40 and only 40. And hopefully we can keep a good number of Sallys, not too many losses until we get Helen's 2s. We're building 8s. Mainly those are going to go into transfer squadron and just use the engine pool that we have left over. And we'll have about 150 Oscar Cs being built. Dina's going to be our recon squadron. And then we're going to be building the L3 Y2 Tinas as our main transport aircraft. So RnD Air. All right. So I'm a big proponent of fighters. Without superior fighters, we are going to get crushed, period. So I got about 15 in roof. These will repair the roof, and then they will switch over to, I believe the A6M3C is what we're going to go with. I prefer the C over the 6, mainly because of the range. So A6MC. All right, so we're looking at a 8 to 10 range, right? With the C with the armor, which is pretty short, honestly. But it's a little bit better. So, but it does give us a 24, 27, 1 armor with a speed of 336. Where if we go to the A6 and 8, we get about 14 more in speed, more maneuver, but the problem is 7 and 8. So it depends on what we're gonna do. So I kind of prefer the MC this for the longer range. We do give up maneuver and speed, but this does have a better gun value as well, though. We have 17 versus 4. I think what 14 on the A608. So, and that would probably be our, whichever one we choose is going to be our 0 until Sam comes online. And Sam's not probably going to come online until, I'm guessing mid 43 if we're lucky. If we're lucky. All right, so speaking of Sam, we have 10 in Sam. I have 5 in the B6N1 Jill. We'll probably just get level 1 Jill. That'll hold through until our second RnD period. Once we get some of these planes, these will all switch over into B7A2 Graces. Grace is going to be our primary torpedo bomber. It may even be a decent chunk of our regular bomber or a dive bomber, because this is technically a dive bomber, but I prefer getting the Judy 5 or Judy 4 for the 800 kilogram bomb for that. We have left one in the MERP for a good recon aircraft, but that's obviously going to be way off. We might throw a couple more in later. We have 5 Oscars to get that up until we can get George or get Frank. This is probably going to hold off at 2A, maybe up to 2B to get us there. And we have 5 in Tojo again, just to hold us over until we can get into Frank. We have 5 in Nyx. This will be our primary fighter bomber and night fighters, which is the reason we have these here. We have 5 in Helen. This will be our primary bomber. The 1A Helen I like because it has MAD, so this will be our primary ASW platform. And then 2B is the same bomb load as the Sally, but it has armor and actually farther range. We had 1 factory already at 30 on Peggy, so I left the Peggy. No sense changing that and losing out the supply. It's a very good torpedo bomber, and we'll leave that. We have 10 in Frank. This is going to be our primary army fighter. Left 1 in Next. I'm a big proponent of the float fighters. I usually use Chioda and Chitos as straight up Rex or roof players. I don't really convert them to CBLs because you lose them for 10 months. You don't get much in the way of them for like an extra 6 aircraft. I'd rather just use them as low cap, and then keep them with the float plane fighters. And then we got 10 in George. This will be our primary land-based fighter for the Navy. And then we actually had 1 in Francis again. This is a good torpedo bomber, and we already had no sense changing it out. So we'll change some of these over to other fighters and other things as we go. I do want to get a lot into Grace because we do want to get Grace up. And that's basically our plan for right now. So if you think about it, it's not too bad. This could be better, could be worse. This is a little bit more flexible. The reason you can do the multi-wave of RnD is because we have a little bit more supply. It's more forgiving on industry fund than normal. So but that's our plan. We'll see. Expecting not to get much of this stuff until quite a while. We figure hopefully we get all these roofs repaired up to 30 beforehand. Otherwise, we'll have to switch over to name. So roof will upgrade into A6 and 5. A6 and 5 to B, B to C. C can go to 8. So I don't know. It's also going to be a little bit slower to get the 8. We'll have to see. Also, part of the reason I like the HA or the 6, I don't have to upgrade the HA 33 engine. I can keep the HA 35 engine. I already have these. I don't waste the supplies building just for a little bit bigger plane. So, and then if you go to Sam, it's HA 43. So, yeah, that's another big reason why I kind of compromise with the A6 and 5C. Like I said, we'll build Jill 1, and then we probably will not go. We'll just keep Jill 1 until we get to Grace. Mert will be our primary Navy scout plane eventually, but it's not expecting to come into 44. I probably won't get it to 44, honestly, because maybe a few months off even with that one. And then we're obviously going to start with Judy 1 and then jump up to Judy 4. This will keep building Judy 1s and the Judy 1C until we get Mert, and then, you know, obviously until we get Judy 4. Jake's will be our primary things until we get Norm, but that's going to be very much later. I believe the all is what? What's your range? 5, 6, yeah. Norm, I think, is a decent one. Yeah. 12, 15. This is till we get Norms. Jake is our man. Like I said, we'll upgrade to the GM3 down just because it's got a very much longer range. 21 and 26, very nice. Plus, eventually it will get radar, so that'll be our primary naval bomber. We won't be using Betty's. Obviously, it doesn't have armor, but got a decent durability. Whereas Betty, you know, 21 or 17, 21, no armor. No armor. No armor. It doesn't get armor until this, and then even then, So by that time, should be up to everything. We'll build Mavis's until Emily comes available, and then we'll switch over to Emily. And yeah, like I said, Sally's are okay, but we're gonna just build just enough of these to keep me busy until we get the Helens. And that is it for this video, guys. So I hope this helps a little bit. If you have any questions, just shoot me a comment, or you can join us in Jochenheiden's Discord. There, I can answer some of them. Catch you guys later.